prefer playing in Europe or in US, and what are the main difference between the places? Yeah.
Well, there's obviously a lot of the apparent differences, language barriers, currency, scenery. There's a lot of differences in that aspect. When it comes to our shows, we all feel really lucky and blessed that we're a part of a community and a part of a musical scene that, for the most part, all of us, I feel like, are of the same mind and spirit.
Yeah.
We all believe that we're amongst friends and like-minded people. So when we're doing shows like that, it almost sometimes doesn't matter where you are, because everyone has like the same, they share the same heart. Does that make sense? You know what I mean?
In music, there's no cultural differences.
Yeah. And like everybody has that same energy, and like it's amazing that we can be so far away from our home and where we live, but meet people, play music for people, and people come and they care and they know the songs and they sing along, and they give us this energy back to fill us up again, to give it back to them, and make us feel at home. So it's a really special thing, man. We feel very lucky.
You've been considered such as innovators for punk rock, let's call it like this. And I would like to know how you define your sound as hot water music.
I mean, we've taken in finding our sound. It's taken the years that we've just grew up together and playing music together, and all four of us write individually as well as collectively as a group.
Yeah.
So, and over the years, I mean, all of us have come from so many different styles of music. George and Jason grew up playing a lot of everything from death metal to jazz, combos, and Chris and I grew up from everything from hardcore to skate rock to country music to classic rock. And I mean, our sound, I mean, we just call it rock and roll.
Yeah.
I
understand
but at the same time, that's a very vague statement. How many bands can say so what kind of rock and roll? Like Tom Petty rock and roll, or like AC/DC rock and roll? I don't I mean, if somebody asked if I'm on a plane or I'm on an airport, and someone who has no idea of this world and like what we have done or are doing, I mean, I usually just say that it's high energy, very high energy, positive, rock and roll.
You are planning to record a new CD with Rice Records, and tell me something about that. It will be a big difference between the old CDs, or there's there will be something new, or it will be kind of similar to the old ones.
We hope something new.
Okay.
I mean, we've always hoped that with every single record. We've always been a band that we don't want to write the same record twice. And so to us, it's always important. We felt like even whether people enjoyed it or not, as a band, as friends, as musicians, we've always tried to push ourselves, to as far as we can, to do something a little bit different to lift the music a little bit more and just see how far we can push it. So I would love to say that this next record's going to be totally different, but you never know. And at the same time, we've always been a band that we write songs that just feel good to us. So when it feels good, then we say, that's it, man. All right, great. And if we feel great about it and we feel positive and fired up about it, then we give it to the people. And then it's up to you whether you like it or not. Some people like it, some people don't.
Do you believe that nowadays punk rock music is suffering from a sort of decline? It's quite hard to find new bands that impress you.
No, not at all.
Oh.
I've never felt that. Yeah. I mean, like, I've noticed that in media, and no offense to in media, but like I've noticed in media before times where it seems like it's getting like very popular and very exciting, and then it kind of dies down or whatever. But to me, I've always felt like if you open your heart, you open your eyes, and you open your ears, you look around enough, you're always going to find great music. You're going to find great bands. You're going to find solid people who just love to do what they do. So I mean, I don't, I can't say that I've ever had that feeling like, oh, there's a decline in music. I think that the type of music that is great and that's positive definitely comes in waves. I don't think it ever disappears. It may grow big and more popular, go mainstream, or it may go back underground. We just have to work harder and find it if it's not there.
I agree with you. Another question, nowadays there are a lot of new bands that play metalcore, such as Bring Me the Horizon and all that stuff that is produced by Epitaph and all other big label. What do you think about? Do you believe that is a kind of trend and maybe they will disappear soon, or it will be something strong that will last for more years?
I'm not sure. I mean, to be totally honest with you, like that's not really my taste of music. So I don't really. A lot of those bands I'm not even really familiar with. I see the names, and I've heard a little bit of it, but for the most part, I listen to a lot of old music, or I listen to a lot of my friends who are my age, that just play straightforward rock and roll songs. I mean, I think it's, I can't slag, what a lot of the young kids are doing nowadays. I mean, to them, could just as well be doing the same thing that we were all doing when we were 18 and 19, and everybody else was like, that's terrible, But, who knows if it's going to be a trend that, sticks around for years. I don't think we'll know that for, years to come. And then we look back and go, wow, this has been around for...
importance that you give to lyrics?
I mean, to me, and I feel like I speak for Chris as well. Like, you know, they've always been very, very important and vital to us. You know, in the music. I mean, it's kind of one and the same to us. You know, but like for me, lyrics have always writing lyrics and singing these songs has always been more or less like a journal entries or like a diary. You know, where, you know,
you can confide yourself.
Yeah, for sure. And everything we sing about, you know, for the most part is very personal. And you know, when I look back on all the records and all the songs we've done, it's like flipping through the old book, you know, of going back years, and I kind of remember, you know, where I was at that time, or you know, where my head was. And you know, but I've always looked, you know, we've looked at music more so as a therapy than anything else. So, you know, to me, writing songs and getting things off of my chest is in a way stepping out of my own life and seeing what I'm doing in a different light or a different perspective. And when I'm able to get it off my chest, get it on the paper, and understand it from a different perspective, it helps me personally overcome obstacles and
understand what really is going on.
Exactly. Exactly. You know it. Yeah. And just figure out, you know, and to take the next step forward. So lyrics have always been very, very important.
Do you believe that punk rock should be something related to politics?
I don't think that's a choice for any of us. I think I mean, it is a choice for everybody, but like, I don't know. I've always related, you know, punk rock or just music in general, at least from where we come from and the way that you play it, no matter what genre it falls into. I've always, you know, thought about it as a form of expression that we more so have to do than we want to do. You know, it starts with a passion, and it starts with, you know, the want and the drive to do it. And, you know, I feel when that's real and that's, you know, true and honest, then of course all these other subjects, you're going to write about love, you're going to write about politics, you're going to write about, you know, your friends, you're going to write about, you know, people that are doing everything they can to hold you back from doing what you truly want to do and what you feel is the right path. You know, so I think that it's, you know, if you're writing music or singing music in a very true and honest fashion, and you're doing it in the sense of wearing your heart on your sleeve, so to speak, then it's inevitable. Like I think there's very little boundaries on what topics, you know, or I mean, you know, I will say that I don't think it's polite or proper to point the finger or to preach at people and tell people like you should live this way and not this way. You know, then I mean, if that's what you want to do, maybe you should be a politician instead of like a musician. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, for some people completely leave politics out of music. To me, you know, I mean, you know, I don't want to push my views on people in the sense of telling them the right or the wrong way to live, but I can't avoid not singing about it because it's something that affects me. You know, we've always believed that if something affects you in a positive or negative way, most likely, if it moves you, most likely it's worth telling a story about it, writing a song about it.
So Chuck, thanks for the interview and
My
this
pleasure,
time.
Man. It's wonderful to be here. Beautiful, beautiful time.
See you later on stage.
Looking forward to it.